So I want to come on here and talk about this show called Beyblade Battle Masters. And the video named is Dark Eagle. Now I don't know if you saw this show as a kid, but for me, this is one of my favorite shows on Cartoon Network in the morning when I was getting ready for school and stuff like that. And I basically just want to talk about one of my favorite characters in this show, which is Tsubasa. Now just a little backstory of this show. This show has a lot of action in it, and it's a lot of combat. It's kind of like Bakugan and the Yu-Gi-Oh era. And basically the people that made this show made it to where the people that are fighting each other are like zodiac signs like Cancer, Gemini, Sagittarius, and things of that nature. But to get straight into it, these are a series of compilations that deal with Tsubasa and him himself, who he is as a character, and it really stood out to me, so I had to bring this video about this. So as you can see here, El Drago, that is his opponent right here, and he's nervous. He's meditating on how he's going to beat this guy, or how he's possibly going to fathom a way of beating this person whenever they go up against each other. Whenever they start to battle, which is this guy with the white hair, he brings out his dark energy and his madness out to other people. In this case, he did it to Tsubasa, and as you can see here, he's draining his energy and he's giving him what he already has. He ended up getting it. Tsubasa ended up getting that dark energy from El Drago. As you can see here, that man is petrified. That man is defeated. And now that's just a little backstory of how he's going to act on the later episodes. As you can see here, he's facing another opponent right now. This is in the later on season, and he's facing this girl. He's facing Lacerda, right? He's facing Lacerda, and she drives him to the point where he goes absolutely crazy, and then he just loses his cool. And then the dark power that he recently got in that last fight, he has it now, and now he's spreading all of that negativity all in one bubble to other people, and it's affecting all the people around him, even his friends on the side, as you can see there. Even after he raged against his opponent, he still ended up losing. And his next opponent, this is another battle where he's fighting, and the dark side gets to him. The dark side is putting all these thoughts in his head that cheats, win, you don't want to lose anymore. I know you're tired of being a loser. I know you're tired of being a nobody. So just let me run the course and you sit back and relax. So this is where the trauma starts to come in. So his dark side took him back to the memories of whenever he was a kid. Tsubasa right here is young. He's fighting fair. He has no dark energy at all whatsoever. And this guy who's playing cheated in the game. And as you can see, he really didn't like that. He felt sad about that. And ultimately, he found out and peeked through a door and see that the dude that he lost against was talking about him, talking bad about him. And that made Tsubasa ultimately hate him and want revenge as much as possible. And then he said, I'm gonna give that dude a taste of his own medicine. So once we get back to this scene, we finally see that the dark power is convincing him pretty well, and he ends up letting loose, losing his cool. Then he just starts going all the way out, which was pretty cool as a kid, but I didn't really realize that they were actually portraying trauma and how it works in a lot of people and how it works in Tsubasa. So yeah, ultimately this man is going crazy. He doesn't want to lose. Even his teammate right here tries to defend him and tell him to snap out of it, and then Tsubasa just ends up fighting his teammate right now, and they're fighting because his teammate is like, this is not the real you. I don't know who this is, but this is not the real you. We need the old you back. You can't be defeated by the dark power, i.e. trauma. Tsubasa finally realized whenever the dark power tried to take him over was that something Ryuga told him, which was his previous opponent. You can't resist it. The more you resist it, the more it will control you. You have to be one with it. And that's something that really stuck with me even to this day, and it's life-changing. So then in this fight, Tsubasa goes back and kind of gets into that zone where he remembers whenever he was having fun with actually playing Beyblade and things of that nature. So he remembered whenever he used to feed this bird and he grew the bird up, and he actually thought optimistic. Okay, I know that trauma may have happened in my past, but what am I doing now? What have I done in my past that was positive other than the negative? So in this scene, that portrays that, and he's just bringing up that he will fight fair and square no matter how bad, no matter how much a person cheats in a game against him. And then the dark power is still like fight dirty and let your heart run wild. Just let me do the thinking for you. And it's a battle, you know what I mean? It's a battle from the negative side and the positive side. Tsubasa is ultimately trying to win this fight. He knows that he's a good player, he plays fairly, and he knows that this is not him. This is something portraying itself, i.e. trauma portraying itself in front of thousands of people. And yeah, whenever he was fighting, obviously, the people that he was going against, they just ended up flushing him. Like literally 2 whales just dove into the ocean, and then this man just got flushed. Him and his teammate both got flushed into the water. And he's drowning now, and his dark power is basically telling him, remember when they laughed at you? Remember when people told you couldn't do it? Remember when people called you a chump, a sucker? And basically the dark power says there is darkness within everyone. You know that it's true. Don't deny it. Tsubasa then says that's true. However, there is also light within everyone. And then Tsubasa then flashbacks to whenever he rematched the guy and actually beat him. And he remembered how much joy he felt whenever he did that. And he then says it is because of the darkness that this light can be seen. And then he finally says to this dark power that this is me, and this is who I am, this is who I was meant to be, and I am myself and you cannot stop me. And he ultimately breaks free. He becomes one with the dark power, which he was always trying to do. So then he breaks free from the dark power. He has a new light upon him. He even creates this new move, Shining Tornado Buster. Don't know why. Created this new move, and then all of a sudden the waves are gone and he just knocks his opponents out of the stadium, and then they automatically win. So ultimately what I got from that video alone is that we all have trauma. We all have things in our childhood that traumatized us, and even still to this day may traumatize us. Things that we've never seen before, things that are sometimes even out of our control. The way I think about it is the optimistic way. Okay, even though this has happened in my life, what is the positive that has happened in my life? And how can I change the script from what bad has happened to what good has happened? And I think it just comes down to accepting that trauma in your life and growing from it and acknowledging it and being grateful for it, because it has made you who you are today. It has molded you to be stronger. It has molded you to have that experience, you know what I mean? It has molded you to who you are. You are a reflection of your childhood trauma, whether you like it or not. It's not about who you were before. It's not about who you were as a child and the things that you did as a child, but it's about you being the person you want to be right now. And I realized that you can be who you want to be. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you got something from it. If you're new, leave a like, subscribe. It's your boy Chris. Peace.